Hi there. I'm back again today, and today in the Abuse and Sex series, I'm going to be talking about the crazy mark, as I call it. And the crazy mark is often part of the abusive dynamic. So we're speaking today in our safe relationship training toolbox. Consideration, really, and that's what this is all about. It's considering our safe relationship toolbox, what we want to include in that, and identifying the various tools that we need in order to help us in our abusive situations. That way we can maintain our self-esteem, our self-confidence, and what have you. So today I want to speak about the crazy mark. And the crazy mark can be a very painful situation to be in, but it happens often in the abusive dynamics. And the reason for this is because when someone says that you are crazy, you're crazy. Why are you saying that? You must be mad. You're crazy to think that. I would never do that. I would never say that. I'm going to tell everyone that you're crazy, you know. And you know why? Because I think you're crazy. And when an abuser does this, at the height of the abuse, when they're coming at you with all this aggression and all this anger, it throws the victim off balance. They're unable to stand back and look at things logically unless they're very strong spiritually and unless they know the abusive dynamic and they know what exactly is happening at that time when the abuser calls you crazy. And what is happening is the abuser is putting the victim back in their place. They're threatening them with an outcome that they know will terrify the victim in order to get them to back down, in order to break them, because they know that if they are convincing enough, and a lot of abusers are very good actors, then they know that the victim is going to be terrified. They're going to be afraid that no one's going to listen to them because they're going to think they're crazy and they're going to think they're mad. And that can happen. But if the victim remains stable, if they remain aware, and if they remain conscious of what is happening at those times, then they are able to stand back and see the situation for what it is, which is really about control and dominance. And an abuser will often want to control those around him as well, and control those around the victim in order to convince them of the victim's mental health, to convince them that the person is unbalanced, so that the abuse can continue unhindered because the victim has no support system left. So they manipulate the support system of the victim as well, and they use the crazy mark in order to do that. They use character assassination. They convince the friends and family of the victim that you don't want to go near her, honestly. She's crazy. You want to be careful. I think she's dangerous, actually. Gee, I think he's dangerous. So it can get very confusing for everyone because no one is sure of what's going on. And the one that is the most convincing of all often is the abuser. They've done this before quite a lot, usually, and they're very skilled in manipulating other people's emotions and perceptions. So being consciously aware, having this skill to stand strong when you're having this tsunami of energy coming at you, possibly screaming at you that you're crazy. That's psychological abuse. And once the abuser can convince the person that they are crazy and that they do need to depend on the abuser for everything, then they become weakened, and then they are open to sexual abuse, violence, and control and dominance, because they have nowhere else to turn, only to the abuser. And so the crazy mark can be a strong weapon that's used. But when we recognize what's happening, when we recognize that those people are being manipulated, our friends and family, that they're also being manipulated by the abuser, we can stand back, gain a logical mindset, have more peace, and accept things for the way they are, and then to deal with the situation in a calm manner. And then people are more likely to believe us, that we are more likely to be able to take care of ourselves when we acknowledge what is going on and who this abuser actually is at the end of the day. So as always, stay safe and very happy. Bye-bye.